Hello and welcome. This is the Manifestation Mastery Retreat Information Session, just sharing more wisdom and information about this amazing upcoming retreat that I have going. At any given moment, feel free to unmute and ask questions or share or interject. I also have the chat open in case you want to comment there. And as per usual, if you unmute, you'll be on the recording, although that's fine. It's not going on YouTube. It might be sent out to some people, but they would all be in alignment because they would all be in the same place you are. So, all right, with that, this retreat is really about expanding your next level self. And I want to explain. My husband's in the top picture. He's a facilitator. It is a women's retreat. But my husband is a spiritual alchemist. I'll tell you all about him in a minute. But he comes and facilitates a couple of the spiritual alchemy aspects and the gong healings and the things that he really shines at. But this was the pictures from as you look at these pictures, this was our retreat that we did in 2025 in July, but it's really helping you tap into that next level of yourself, whether that's more personally focused or more professionally focused, or maybe both. It is really, I want to help give you the runway and the steps for you to get there and activate that energetically, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So you probably already know me, but I am Kitty Coy, and I really designed this retreat to help you shed the bold, shed the old, and step into the bold new version of you. So, just a little bit about me. I'm a magnetic mind coach, which means I work with driven female entrepreneurs to teach them how to make their mind magnets using quantum physics and neuroscience so they can be manifesting machines. So I am the manifestation mentor and a personal manifesting machine, simply because I have kind of created this four-step manifestation process. So that's what I share to be a manifesting machine. I am a neuroscientist. That is my training, and I worked as a neuroscientist for 10 years. Actually, a little bit more than that. But I am also a best-selling author of Live an Empowered Life Now, and this is a 12-week workbook on how to be a manifesting machine. Hopefully, you're picking up on the trend. I am a professional speaker. I am a community curator and a personal development enthusiast and a hot springs aficionado. Going to visit hot springs is one of my favorite things on earth because I really feel a deep transformation and integration happen instantaneously when you put me in water. And it doesn't really happen like I could go in a pool or a hot tub, but hot springs. And in this picture, I'm actually sitting in an ice cold mountain river. I'm really happy I'm still able to smile because I'm half frozen in this picture, but it's really fun. And that was actually in the middle of July, but I really think there is this magical healing property when it comes to water, which is why I've integrated hot springs into my retreats and coming soon to be the ocean. Okay, my co-facilitators for this retreat. I already mentioned Guthrie Coy. He is a master Akashic Records professional, meaning he has a master's degree in how to read Akashic Records for other people. If you've never heard of what Akashic Records are, they're the etheric library in the sky that has all of the information that's ever existed, past, present, and future. Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, the guy that invented calculus, Isaac Newton, and I could go on, all said that they would like meditate or pray, and this info would be downloaded into their mind. They were accessing the Akashic records. So, what that means is you can work with my husband, and you will, if you choose to join this retreat, you will be working with him a few different times to basically ask questions through him, and he becomes a channel. So you can access information in that amazing library. He's also a shaman with the rites of the Munai Key, which is a ancient Incans from Peru, which is the modern day Q'ero people. But he is a Peruvian shaman and a spiritual alchemist. So he teaches you how to turn the lead in your spirit into gold. And what I really think about, him and I share a lot of clients. We pass people back and forth for support because he's a spiritual alchemist. I'm a mental emotional alchemist. Either way, the lead, the trauma, the things that are weighing you down in your life, we are able to support you in transforming them and finding the gold, so that you can step on that gold nugget into the next level of your life. And then Sabrina Harrison, who is absolutely a fantastic human being. She's one of my best friends in the world, my favorite client, one of my greatest success stories, because she's been working with me for a couple years. She is a professional photographer. Specifically, she's really good with boudoir, branding, and retreats. And her specialty is helping you feel confident and helping see that next level version of you and capture that on film. It really is magic. And that picture of me in the river was taken by her. You'll see some pictures throughout this. She is absolutely tremendously incredible at helping you unlock this. So she helps. She is a facilitator for the Transformational Goddess photo shoot, and you'll learn more about that later. But basically, as part of this retreat, you get a 30-minute photo shoot privately with her to help you capture on film the next level version of yourself. What does it look like? So that way, anytime you're having a bad day, anytime you need some extra support, or a boost, you can go back and look at that picture and remind yourself what a powerful activated goddess you have stepped into becoming. All right. And so, what is the Manifestation Mastery Retreat? It is a 4-day transformational experience in the Colorado San Luis Mountains. It's a unique blend of neuroscience, manifestation, sisterhood, spiritual exploration, and truly soul activation to help you get to the next authentic version of yourself, peeling away the layers of conditioning or whatever it is that you feel like is kind of your roadblock between your next level self. And uh, I really focus on empowerment. How can you, so much of us, and this is, I really support women in dreaming, like creating their vision of what they want and stepping into it. And so often when I hear people in their vision story, they're like, I want this because I'm sick of this. Like, I want abundance because I'm sick of being broke. I want to feel good in my body, be healthy because I have some aches and pains and don't feel good right now. But unfortunately, that's not coming from a place of empowerment. So putting vision work on its head to come from this place of there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect exactly as you are. You're not broken. We don't need to fix anything. We just get to shift how you look at and how you show up in your life and how you view things so you can step into that place from empowerment. Right. Oh, hold on. There we go. Okay. So what you'll experience in the retreat, this is what happens within the context of the retreat. This is a few of us in the pool from last year. But overall, when you look at all of this, it is absolutely pure magic is what you'll experience. So you will have private accommodations in a magical hot springs setting. And we are at a different location than this. This location was limited to just 6 people, and we're going to have, I think, 10 this year, is what Spirit has told me. So we switched to locations, but I just was there 2 weeks ago, and it is, if not just as magical, I think it's a little bit more magical than where we were last year. So the retreat itself is, there will be some daily rituals, there's group workshops, sisterhood circles, there's lots of training around neuroscience and manifestation of like, and again, it's not like college lecture level. It's what do you need to know about neuroscience? How can you recognize and step into that next version of yourself? How can you notice when you're pulling yourself back and showing up from the past? All of those things. And then we will go deep with some laser coaching into what does manifestation look like for you? Like, what is that? What is the step? Because we all have one step that we're really hung up on in manifestation. And how are you personally going to work through that step? We did this workshop. There's breaks, but it was like a 3 or 4 hour workshop of just like masterminding. It was really cool last year. So I'm really excited for that. All right. There are many, because this is very much where science meets spiritual. So there are some very sacred ceremonies we're going to do, including a fire ceremony, a shamanic journey, and a gong healing. Guthrie has a 36-inch, which you saw in the picture, him sitting next to it. When he's sitting, it's actually taller than he is. It's a 36-inch Paiste gong tuned to the Platonic year, which I'll save you the specificity of that, but it is the deepest level of transformation that you can get with gong healing. And if you've ever been to sound healing, like singing bowls and things like that, those are amazing, but gongs are so much deeper and richer and profound in your sound transformation experience. That's why I really like to incorporate, because he has some singing bowls too, but we really like to incorporate the gong healing into this because it literally scrubs you clean in the most amazing way that sound and frequency can do. So like I said, there is a 30-minute private photo shoot that you have with Sabrina. Indoor, outdoor, we've got lots of options, and her job is to support you in dreaming that into being. I will send you, I keep forgetting it's in a link on my computer. I don't have it integrated into this presentation yet. I will show you some of the photos from what we did last year so you understand what a transformational goddess photo shoot looks like. They're spectacular. It's truly amazing. And then within the container of the retreat, you actually have a private 30-minute laser coaching with me on the last day to really work on, well, what are your next steps? Of course, there's, little mini laser coachings in the group setting, but every single person will get at least 30 minutes with me privately coaching on the last day to kind of wrap up in a bow. So, this is education is amazing, but if you don't feel empowered to know exactly what actions you're going to take, that information just fades and you just go back to your everyday life, back to status quo, back to normal as it was. And so that's why I really want to support you. And what are is there a habit you're going to activate starting tomorrow and things like that? That's what we really ground in that session. And of course, there's nourishing meals, nature time, hot springs, community, and more. So I mentioned this, I keep saying this, but I really think of myself as where science meets spiritual because that is what manifestation really is. And so this whole retreat is really grounded in neuroscience-based tools. Like literally the things that we are going to do before and during the retreat will rewire your brain and your nervous system to allow you to receive more abundance. There's energetic alignment that we're going to work on, and that's based in quantum physics. I always think about myself as like, I know quantum physics for dummies. Like, I know just the tip of the iceberg, but it's really rooted at our energetic alignment is rooted in science. And that's what I think a lot of the people that are talking about or using energetic alignment are really talking about manifestation. They're missing that science backing of understanding. Because when you know the science, again, just a little bit of the science behind it, it's easier to buy into the process and know that, like I said, it's not wishful thinking. It is literally backed by, it's a law, it's a rule. So there are embodiment practices, which is simply to say, fun little workshopy activities, group exercises, things you can do that upgrade your belief system. They get you grounded in your body because magic, our bodies are magic. And our minds are amazing, but our minds can lie to us. Our mind is where our limiting belief and our mental conditioning and all of our limitations live in our mind. Your body, whether you think about it or orient to your heart, your intuition, your gut instinct, whatever that is, your body can't lie to you. But the problem is, you probably spent most of your life listening to your mind, and most of us have turned down the volume knob on our body so much we don't even hear it anymore. So that's one of my passionate things is to teach you how to tune back in and listen to your body because I have lots of great ideas, but I don't have all of your answers. I want to teach you how to tap into your body, whatever that is. Again, I really orient to like intuition and gut instinct. And so I tap into my body so that I can hear my wisdom. And I want to teach you to be able to hear your wisdom too. And so spiritual alchemy, I already talked about what that is, but being able to turn the lead in our lives to gold. And it's the interesting thing and the catch 22 about what I do is if you're running a marathon and you're looking at your feet while you run, it's exhausting because it's just trudging along step, step, step. When you're so focused on the path, all you can see is how far you have to go. When your eye is oriented on the finish line and you're running, it's a lot easier to say, well, I'm going to that finish line. Let me challenge myself. I'm just going to get to the next lamp post and then the next lamp post because you're oriented and your vision is up. It really supports you. And so that's the catch 22 is most of us orient to manifestation trying to look at the blocks. If I find the block and eliminate the block, then I can manifest what I want. But unfortunately, that's not how it works because that's you staring at your feet while you run. And what is most effective with manifestation is getting you to not only know what that finish line is for you, but to orient to it that it is every single day, multiple times a day, you are connecting energetically, even for just a moment, to that finish line where you're going. And when if you've ever run a race, when you just you don't even see the blocks and the challenges because that what used to be a barricade just becomes a hurdle that you jump when you have your eyes locked on the distance on the finish line in the distance. And then vision alignment. This is actually shockingly, I think most people where they struggle the most in manifestation is even knowing what they want. And so this is my specialty is helping you find that for yourself and unlock the power of your vision by taking intentional action, because that is what we do to be manifesting machines. So, here's 5 quick reasons that I would love for you to join the Manifestation Mastery Retreat. There's access to these healing hot springs. They are amazing. They're very lithium based, which is a very good mineral content for transformation. And it's really just extremely supportive. And we're going to be soaking our soul under the stars. We're also, speaking of stargazing, we're planning on we have a giant telescope that my husband and I own. And so we're planning on bringing that too if you actually want to do some stargazing. So, but it's really about, we're going to have lots of silent integration time, whether you want to walk the property. There's a walking labyrinth, there's meditation teepees, there's all these beautiful just trails. They have a long trail that takes you to a meditation hill, very easy walking, but it's just a quiet. And when you go there, like you can feel the sacredness of that space to just integrate or just jump in a hot spring. So you have access to all of these healing potentials from Mother Earth. And then, of course, the cutting edge manifestation tools that I will provide. And again, science backed tools that support you in getting into the reality you want to be fast. Because most of us think about when I have this, then I can do that, and then I will be happy. Like when I have the money, then I can do the schedule that I want, and then I'll be happy. But in reality, the orientation that helps you manifest what you want the quickest is be, do, have. When you can be happy now and do your schedule or do your life the way that you want to, then the law of attraction states that you will have what you desire. And so I help flip some of those ideas on their head, because shocker, surprise alert, you're already a manifesting machine. The question is, are you a manifesting machine for your dreams? So that's what I would love to support you with. All right. And these are just some of the beautiful mountains that are in the area where we're staying. So again, high vibe nature immersion. You are surrounded by the magic of Colorado. It's the San Luis Valley is totally amazing. It's really fun, and it's this big, wide basin. I actually recently found the San Luis Valley, this high plains desert in the middle of the mountains. So it's surrounded by mountains, but it's very, very flat. Is actually bigger than the state of Connecticut. Just this little valley area. And so it's really neat, but I want nature to be your co-pilot on your transformation. So there is so much opportunity to go on little hikes and things like that to support you in integrating. Next level sisterhood, of course, is one of my special things that is so important to me is I've committed my life to being in a room of driven women. And I won't get too much into this story now, but I just had this awakening moment in August 2022 where I realized that I was often the smartest, like most successful, only entrepreneur in every room I was in. And so I committed that I was like, I'm going to start finding myself in more advanced rooms where I'm not the smartest person, I'm not the most successful, so I can be in the energy of these women. And since I committed myself to doing that years ago, magic has happened and all these amazing things because Napoleon Hill talks about the mastermind principle. Anywhere where two or more people combine, there is three energies: person A energy, person B energy, and then the energy of what they create together in the mastermind. And so that and in the retreat last year, it was so magical how I'll spoiling a story a little bit. There was a prop that somebody brought for their photo shoot, which was exactly what another woman needed to help express her transformation. And it was so cool. So that is why I believe in next level sisterhood. And this retreat, if you're curious and if you're open and willing to step in, this is exactly what you need for your transformation. It will help you feel powerful, clear, and activated and empowered as a manifesting machine coming from a place of authenticity and confidence. All right. So these were some of the high vibe, really fun moments from the retreat. This is us just playing around on the deck. We're doing a mastermind in the upper middle one on the right hand side. This is one of the women reading her vision, which again, I'm just kind of jumping around, but you guys will work on your vision before you come here, and you'll have some time to work with me privately before you come to the retreat. Then we basically go through some transformation. You upgrade your vision, and then you sit with it. And then the next day, you're going to read it all to us. Because again, the mastermind energy means that when you're reading your vision, we're all visualizing you doing it. And it's a really powerful open container. It was such a transformational experience. And most of us were like crying and laughing, and it was so cool. And then there is us at the end of our little fire ceremony wearing our robes that we did. And this is the main character energy. Um, this is one of the props. So it is actually an alcohol-free event for the spiritual part of this, all the spiritual work that we do. Any drugs or alcohol hamper your ability to tune in. So for just a couple days, it is a sober retreat. But this woman is a wine distributor. So for part of her photo shoot on the very last day, she wanted to bring a couple bottles that she could pose with. And what the specific bottle that she brought is, there was a woman, and she started off the retreat with a share saying, I feel corked. Like, I know I'm magic, but there's like a cork on my magic. How do I get uncorked? To which the woman, like sitting right next to her, is like, well, I brought a bottle of champagne that says, uncork your possibilities. Would you like to pop that like during at the end of the retreat? And then the woman who felt corked is actually doesn't drink, but she was just like, yes, can I please pop that bottle? So it was just so fun how these women who, they knew each other, but they didn't know specifically any of that. Like, this woman showed up for a prop to support this other woman's transformation. So retreat vibes and magical moments abound in the Manifestation Mastery Retreat. So, some questions you might consider if this retreat is for you is, you know that you can manifest. You've done it maybe for a good parking spot, or that one job you really wanted, or maybe even a partner or a situation. Maybe you've won raffles and door prizes before a little bit more often than other people, or when you're like, I really want that prize, you were able to make it happen. But you're maybe not able to manifest consistently, or there's something where you're like, I hear this all the time from people, so I'll just borrow this. It's like, I can manifest small things, but I can't manifest money in my business. I hear that from people all the time, that they're like, or, I want to be making more personal abundance. I can manifest a free latte. I can manifest a parking spot. I can manifest, I'm going to this place and their daily special is exactly what I was craving. They're like, that is what I mean by inconsistently manifesting. So you also will know this retreat is for you if you are craving clarity, alignment, and transformation. Break through to that next level version of yourself. You're ready to embody that next level version of yourself with confidence and really be in this place of deep transformation. And you're done playing small. Like, you see because I think of everything in like my entire life, it's all a game. And you've been playing the same old game again and again. And it's been getting you the same results or maybe slightly better results, but you're ready to step in and start playing a bigger game and start being in that next level version of you. And so you're ready and willing to make some, tiny adjustments to create powerful change. All right, a couple things briefly. What past attendees have said is the retreat was both restorative and transformative. Kitty and Guthrie are an amazing team, and the location was transcendent. Highly recommend this experience for anyone wanting to level up. A magical experience. It was a combination of learning, experience, and interacting with others in a beautiful environment. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you both for creating this retreat weekend for us with such fine attention to detail and thought for what would be extraordinary. It really came through in the whole amazing and magical experience. And I didn't share this, but I've been an event planner. I did it for fun as a volunteer position for 15 years. I planned like next level customer service events. And so I really view this retreat as a way for me to express that fun way to play, because I love planning events. Okay, some of the results, and again, I'm going quick so we can kind of catch up on time, but these are actual results of when I did a check-in 2 months. It was like between 2 months and 3 months, depending on some of these people after the retreat was around October. So there was one woman who had been wanting to submit a book and it was basically done, but she'd been procrastinating for years to get it to the editor. And it was really one person said something to her on how she was like a previous editor or somebody said that they didn't think she could tell the story the way she really knew in her heart she wanted to tell the story. And she totally shut down and held on to that book for years. And it was 90% completed. And so, literally within days of the event, she had submitted it to an editor. And I'm really proud to say it's actually debuting, I think, this week or next week. It's going to be officially published. And this retreat was just 3 months ago. Nope, four now. Okay. So there is one woman that doubled her business revenue in 3 months, which is, I mean, truly amazing because she was already successful, but she just truly became a magnet for what she desired. She was able to start magnetizing basically the day after she came back. Her inbox had 3 brand new clients and they were all a chef's kiss, perfect match for her ideal client. So she has doubled her business revenue basically instantly. Another woman she knew that she wanted to do something for 10 years. And she had this on her heart. And then every time she went to go do it, her family would talk her out of it. And there's a hint that sometimes the people closest to you love you and want to keep you safe. But she knew that she needed to take this action. She wanted to take this action, but she was afraid. And so she literally committed during this retreat that she was going to take this action step. And she brought it up to her family like within days of getting home. And it was received really well. And she has actually activated. She's in this brand new chapter of her life since then and is absolutely loving all of the freedom. Okay, so there was another person in the retreat that created a new business collaboration. They had kind of been thinking about working with somebody, but it came to her how she was going to work with them. And so they created this thriving business that is already flourishing, this amazing collaboration. They're both lit up about it. There is another woman that really got clear that she was holding herself back professionally because she wasn't taking care of herself personally. And so she committed and implemented new healthy habits and routines that are nourishing, that feel good. And every time I talk to her, she is just feels like a rock star every day. Another person, their real biggest outcome was that it shifted their relationship with family and friends because they were kicking ass and taking names personally and professionally in their so in their business and in their personal life, but their relationships with friends and family were struggling a little bit because they were excelling and their family was kind of like not wanting to change, not appreciating the changes she was creating. And so she started to feel this tension with her family and friends. So that was able to instantaneously melt away during this retreat. And so she can be on her rocket ship for success and be an absolute star in her life. And her friends and family can come along with her on that rocket ship, or she'll circle back. So that was a huge transformation for her. And we had somebody who basically didn't know what they wanted to be when they grew up. And they were really struggling with their vision of where they wanted to go in their business. And not only do they have the clarity, but they're already taking actions on implementing this new business strategy and really this brand new business. So those are some of the things that people have experienced because I like to just be able to demonstrate and share real results. So I've talked a lot about like why you might be interested in going. Let's start getting to the nuts and bolts of what is the retreat. Like, what does it look like? So the dates are July 9th to the 13th. You check in on a Thursday, you check out on a Monday. And Thursday, just so you have a frame of reference, Thursday you check in about 2 p.m. It's in Moffett. Oh, so it's 4 days, 4 nights. It's in Moffett, Colorado, which is about 3 hours southwest of Denver. So you can work, if you wanted to work a little bit on Thursday morning, you could, but you'd probably want to leave at like, I don't know, 10, 11 a.m. So you could be there by 2 p.m. And now it'll help you get settled. And then the retreat officially starts at 3 p.m. on Thursday. And again, we have tons of time for integration. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But it is, half day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, but Sunday's actually mostly a free day. We're going to meet together in the morning and then you get to do whatever it is you want. Some of you will do your transformational goddess photo shoot. If you choose, there's some really fun nature trails and stuff that you can get your photo shoot done at, but they're a drive. So you're not able to do them in the container of the retreat. You'll be doing them on Sunday. Sunday is also the day you'll be meeting with me for activating your action plan, things like that. And then Monday morning, you are checking out. So there's limited availability. This is limited to 10 or maybe 12 of the most amazing aligned women. And last year it absolutely sold out, and have already sold 25% of the spots. And so that's pretty neat. I'm really excited. I just started selling this. So, anyways, I know for certain this will sell out. I don't know when. I'm really hoping to lock in most of these people before the end of the year. So, I have a lot of conversations set up, but I'm just saying this to act fast. If you're interested, please join me sooner rather than later. I will not, the retreat is closed to enrollment. Well, either when it sells out or the end of March. March 31st will be the last day to enroll, just so you know, if there's still spots available. And so right now, you guys are getting early access. And by the way, this is some of the amazing San Luis Valley is known for hummingbirds. Yeah, because it's really high. So everybody has hummingbirds, and there's a lot of nature and wildlife around. So it's really great. And so let me just share with you some of the retreat perks. These are some of the things that are built into the retreat that are I'm sharing with you because they exist outside of the retreat 4-day container. But we're going to start doing connection calls as a group, just 1 hour meeting a month in January. And it's mostly just there's a couple calls that when we get a little bit closer is training. Like Sabrina would be doing the transformational goddess photo shoot. Like, well, what is that? She's going to take us on an exercise and support us in figuring out what that is. So there's a couple that are a little bit about training, but it's mostly about getting to know the other women. We had so much fun last year when we did these. I come up with these kind of like off the wall, like if you had a superpower, what would it be? Kind of like get to know you icebreaker questions. We have a couple of them and everybody shares. And so anyways, we have these community calls. So because I want you to like know the people you're going with, and because when you know people, you're safe to be vulnerable. You're safe to take off that mask and really step in for the deepest level of transformation. So just when we think about these community and connection calls and all of the fun, there's some tools, there's some support, there's trainings. When you think about that, the value of just these calls is about $600. You also get access to 3 months of the Empowered Living membership, which is my membership for being manifesting machines. And access to 3 months of that membership is worth $891. That's what I charge people to be in my membership for 3 months. And it comes for free as a part of this retreat. So, what makes this retreat so much different than other people is I'm really thinking about it as a 3 month container. I want you to start thinking about what do you want to do. I'm going to invite you in April 2026 to do, which is why the end date is March 31st. So you can get into the April vision workshop. And in there, not only is it a vision workshop, you actually get a private 30-minute coaching with me. Help you review your vision and we align to how to support you. And then you'll do your vision. You'll have the tools through the Empowered Living membership of how you can be a manifesting machine, which includes upgrading your belief system, like all of these fun neuroscience-based tools that are in the Empowered Living membership. All of this is so you're really starting to work on your transformation in April. And then so the retreat itself is like the culminating event of all of this. And the Create Your Vision workshop, including the private 30-minute coaching with me, is valued at $297. So when you look at these perks these are just built into the retreat. They're not extra, they're included. The perks value is $1,788. So everyone joining the retreat has access to all these perks, which is almost about $1,800 in value. Oh yes, this 3-month experience is a journey of coming home to yourself, to the original, most authentic version of you. So these early bird bonuses will be going away. So not everyone will have access to these. These are extras. So you will actually get an additional Create Your Vision workshop ticket and private coaching in January as well. Because I really think about like January is a preview. of what do you want to do. And what I've learned, because I've been doing this vision workshop for 8 years, is when people do the second one, it expands exponentially what they can see. Because I do a very different neuroscience based workshop that some people they can see a little bit, but they can really connect to their vision the second time that they do it. So I want to offer you that opportunity to do it in January and do it in April. And it's a fun and easy process. Again, you get another private coaching session with me to help you refine your vision and just keep expanding it. Because most of us, our vision isn't quite big enough for us to grow into. So that again is valued at $297. You'll have access to some Eagle Squad mastermind trainings. I'm going to pick the top few trainings that are coming from the amazing Eagle Squad mastermind, which Sue is actually in. This is my community of high level women that are supporting themselves in embracing the beingnesses of their dream first. And so I'm going to take a couple of my really amazing trainings from there. And when you look at the value of those trainings, it's $997 for just sharing access to those special Eagle Squad trainings. And then there's a manifestation map out. This is a new process I'm doing right now that's really super fun. It's basically it's a 2.5 hour small group workshop, and it is a 90-day map to your dream. And so that right now is valued at 247. And so you get that included in this, and basically it'll teach you how are you going to map out to your dream. And you get exclusive small group mastermind with me during the retreat. So there's going to be some special like dinner with Kitty kind of processes that we can do for some special just small group time. So you'll get extra access to laser coaching with me during the retreat. And if you happen to be in the Eagle Squad Mastermind or you happen to be in ELM when you're joining this, I will find a way to kind of sweeten the pot to support you too, since you're already having access to some of these things. But when you add all of this together, the early bird sign-on bonuses, the small group mastermind is valued at $197, but altogether this is $1,738. So just again, just over $1,700. So let's just like add kind of all this up. By the way, this is a picture from my Transformational Goddess photo shoot. And I told Sabrina, I was like, how can I capture the magical essence that I share with others? And she asked me some questions, and we decided that blowing edible glitter, so it's not made of plastic, just it's actually made of like sugar. Blowing this edible glitter at the camera really like activated that picture of like how I share my magic with people. So I just wanted to give you a hint on how fun those are. So the overall value of the retreat, when you think about the 4 days of transformational work, the trainings, workshop, laser coaching, ceremonies, sisterhood circles, plus receiving the tools that you need now, which is quite priceless, honestly. There's meals, hot springs, accommodations, and it's not just the 4 days, it's the 3 months of trainings you have access to ahead of time. Professional 30-minute photo shoot. When you think about all of this, it is very conservative estimate that the value of the retreat overall is about $5,000. And then when you add in the perks that you're getting, that's $1,788. When you add in the early bird bonus value of $1,738, it works out to be the value of the Manifestation Master Retreat is $8,526, but it is not even a fraction of that price. So, and this is just a beautiful river that was on the property we were on last year. It was quite magical. So the retreat is only $24.97. And I did this because I want it to be accessible. So $24.97, and I accept payment plans. I have multiple people that are paying over the span of a year to make payments low and accessible for them. I'm super happy. If it's a win-win situation, I'm committed to finding a way to make it work. And so if you're curious and want to join, please apply today or whenever you're ready for consideration. Like I mentioned, this is not open to just anyone. We do have like an application process where we consider where you are now and make sure it's a good fit for you in this season of transformation in your life. And to be considered to basically lock in your spot, you pay a $250 deposit. And so one of the things I'm going to share, this is the pricing for the retreat portion. For this specific retreat center we're at, you're housing is actually separate. And housing, you actually pay directly to Joyful Journeys, which is the name of the spiritual retreat center, for the 4 nights of accommodation. And the reason it's done this way is you get to actually choose what kind of accommodations you want. So for the all 4 nights, it's somewhere between 780 and $1,000. And the $1,000 is like a special fancy suite. They only have one of them. Most of the accommodations are in the 780 range or like 820 or something like that. And right now, you have access to whatever you want. And this is all for single occupancy. If you were open to sharing a room with some people, because I know that makes it more accessible, this price will go down significantly. It's a little bit more than half of this price because there's some considerations. The cost goes up for double occupancy in a room, but only by like $100 or something. So it might be as little as like, I think it's like 450 is the lowest amount for double occupancy in a room. And if that's you're interested in it, there's a couple people I know that expressed that that would be supportive for them. I'm happy to connect you with the other ladies so you can see who might be a good fit if you wanted to split a hotel room or a yurt. They're all large in size. Like, so it's not like you have limited space, but you'd be sharing a room with somebody else if you wanted. For Joyful Journeys, you pay 50% of the cost of the room up front. And that's like how you secure the room. And then the other 50% is like the week of the retreat is when they bill that second half. So when you add together the cost of the retreat and the cost of the accommodation, even with the 34.97 is with the like king size suite that has a kitchen and a living room and all of that amazing stuff. But your range you're really looking at for total investment is 32.77 to 34.97. And again, if you choose that you do want to split a room with another woman, every room has at least two queen beds. There are some rooms that have like 3 queen beds and things like that because they're actually quite large. So anyways, if that's something you're interested in, it might be even a little bit lower. But anyways, that's what the investment looks like. And although Joyful Journeys is like they're set on their 2 payments, that's why I'm happy to work around. I had somebody that was like, "Well, I'll secure my $250 deposit, and then I'd like to skip next month's payment so that I can pay the like 350 or whatever to Joyful Journeys." And then we picked up again. So I'm happy to accommodate you in whatever way you need. And if your soul is whispering, I would love to just have a conversation because I would be excited to make magic together. So, with that, I will stop my screen share. Does anybody have any questions? Cool. And you can put them in the chat. I'm also happy to stop the recording if it's helpful.